People often ask me, where did this start? Why did you start to do it this way? And as in most things of my life, it wasn't because I did research. It was just because, I don't know, I thought it should work this way and let's give it a try. Um, but where it really did start was a friend of mine, Bob Fizzacaro, and I, our sons are the same age. They wanted to play basketball. I had moved back to the area. They wanted to play basketball, and we bounced around a few ideas. Um, and Total Turf had just opened, and they had one single gym, and they had these removable baskets. They had two, so we could create two courts. And at first, we talked about 4-on-4, and then the more I looked at it, I had just done a little 5-on-5 league where they weren't allowed to steal and all this stuff up here in State College. But I didn't really like the feel of it, so we needed to do something different. And I said we settled on 3-on-3. And then little by little, we came up with the rules. We adjusted some rules over the years. But that's just how it happened functionally. But one of the things we did when we started this league, and really it's the thing that informs every single thing I've done, from the club program, from the way we run winter leagues, from the way we run our fall leagues, is we asked ourselves the question, even at that age, like, well, what do we want for our boys? What do we want for them, right? As individuals and as basketball players, like, okay, we're not going to get too deep into what we want for them for life. But in general, from a basketball perspective, we just had two really key things. Number one was we want them to love basketball. We want them to think basketball is really, really fun. At a young age, we want them to think, wow, I want to do more of this. Can we do that again, Dad? That's what we wanted to hear. And number two, over the long haul, we wanted to be, we felt like the biggest compliment we got as players was we know how to play, right? Especially as kids from the suburbs. There's usually a certain perception that goes with that, especially when you travel the city. But we wanted kids who just knew how to play. Now, what exactly does that mean? Now, one, you can't quantify love, right? You wanted your kids that when they get to 14 or 15 or 16 or 17 or 18, that they love the game the most and they find the most development. That's really, really important. Most people don't consider that at all in their player development models. And it really frustrates me. All they focus on is how kids can get better. Who cares if they don't love the game, right? Well, you have to develop things that kids enjoy. So people say, who was your focus group? That was our focus group, our two boys and their friends. What do you like? What don't you like? What do you want to do more of? Did you like the rules this way? Did you like the rules that way? And that's really how we came up with the game. We interviewed six-year-olds to 10-year-olds and then up on down the list. But the second thing is that I want you to consider in signing up for our league and in being here is that who do you want your kids to be? You want your kids to be kids who know how to play. Well, that means a lot of things. And it really means that no matter where they go, they can fit in and hoop, ball, play. That doesn't just mean that they can play in a city street ball scenario or a 1-on-1 or 2-on-2 or 3-on-3 game. It also means that they can play with structure, that they understand the language of basketball. So all those things go into that. They have skill, that they can shoot, that they know how to move in space, that they know when to cut or when to pop. That's all a part of a very good and broad and big picture basketball education. But the key to that, to us and to me, has always been the foundation of free play. You don't get players who know how to play by simply structuring them in drills and rigidity and clear offenses with clear decisions being made by the offense. You can get to those things. Don't get me wrong. We do. But they're not the foundation, the real foundation for raising kids and players who really know how to feel their way instinctually and through a game, that just know in their bones when to do something, when something's there, when something's not. You introduce them to the chaos of basketball pretty young. So that's what we did. They're now 17 years old, 17 and 16 years old, believe it or not. And frankly, they can play. They know how to play, and we've taught them a lot more along the way. But the foundation for that was this structure and this freedom to say, go for it. Give it a try new things, enjoy the game. And fortunately, most of all, they like it and are working hard nonetheless. We want the same thing for your kids. This is a great way to build the foundation.